Hi everyone! In this lesson video we are going to be creating a still life of paintbrushes, and you can see my example here. When we're done with our project we'll add some paint splatters, and of course we're going to be adding a shadow here. So let me set this aside. I'm going to show you the first steps that you're going to do. So you want to pick 3 brushes that are different from one another. So you can see it wouldn't really look that great if I just picked these 2 because they're too similar. So I have a wide 2-inch brush, one that's a little bit narrower, and then this one here. So I'm going to set these off because I'm going to draw these, and you want to draw your first paintbrush off to the side, closest here. You don't want to go right off to the edge. And I'm going to draw this guy, the 2-inch brush. So when you're drawing something, you want to look for the shapes first. So I'm paying attention here to this, what will look like a rectangle to me. So I'm going to start with that. And I'm using pencil, obviously, because I might have to erase. And now this is the base and then the brush. Let's talk about up here. I first want to make where the bristles are going to go. So here's where the bristles will be. But notice how they're fairly even here. So I'm going to take my Post-it note and I'm going to put it right there. And when I go to draw the lines, and I don't have to draw every single line, but when I'm drawing them, I'll take this away in a minute. You can see that I don't have to worry about them being uneven. Alright, so I think I will keep that. And then I can take that away, and then the bristles are nice and even. Let me hold that up so you can see. Okay, so let's finish. So I have this, and my eye is studying the shape that's being made here. So I'm going to come down a little bit because I can see this here on both sides, because it will be symmetrical. And I'm going to curve this line in and then come down, curve this line in. Oops, I made a little bump out. Now when I look at it, I'm going to say, oh, this side goes in farther than the other one. So I already know that I'm going to have to correct this. And it's a good idea to draw lightly in case you have to erase. Oops, I erased the wrong line. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I want to add that hole here. All right, then I can go back and start adding some details. So I'm going to make a line across here, and just going back and forth looking at what I see. And I can see this line pattern. It's a diagonal line here, and then this here. All right, so pretty good. Okay, I'm going to not bother with that. So then I'm going to go to my next brush, and the same thing. I'm going to just set it off to the side. Maybe I'll set it here so I can see it. And I'm going to start with this part here. And I find that that's the easiest way to begin. So I'm looking at this shape and trying to draw it. Remember, draw lightly, and then I'm drawing this shape. Now your paintbrush that you get might not have that rubber piece on it. And then I'm going to go down and finish the rest of the handle. And this handle is rounded at the end, and I'm going to come up here and do the bristles. Now I can do the same thing with the Post-it note, but I don't think I need it for that one. All right, this one has 2 lines here. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my last one. And I'll try to move a little bit faster, focusing on this shape here first. The sides come down a little bit, and then they come in, almost kind of like a cone. And then the handle, and that handle is also rounded at the end. And now the bristles. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to take my Post-it note again, and I'm going to draw some of those bristles coming up. All right. All right, so I have drawn in pencil my 3 brushes, and now I'm going to go ahead and focus on the permanent marker. So the marker that has the flat top, that's a very skinny line, and this is our regular Sharpie marker. And I'm not going to do all of it. I'm just going to do this one for the video, but you're going to go and trace around everything. Try to be nice and careful. And you are drawing on a special watercolor paper, so it's a little bit heavier than our regular paper. And go slow with this. That way you won't have wobbly lines like I just did there. It happens. Alright, we're to those bristles again. So I'm going to do this here and this side here. And I'm going to take my Post-it note again and put it here. And I'm going to do some of these. Well, first I'm going to do right across the top here. Well, no, I'm going to do some of these thick lines. So notice that some of them are going to be done with this wider marker. And then I'm going to switch and go to the skinnier marker. And don't worry, you don't have to do every single one, but you need to do enough to make it look like a brush. Okay, pretty good. So I'm going to take this away, and now what do we do with this edge? You want to make kind of well, a wobbly edge. So I'm going to go here using my thicker one, and notice how the top of it isn't perfectly straight. I've made it a little bit thicker. So there, I have one brush done. I'm going to do the same thing with my other 2, and the next video will be all about the shadow and painting.